of the universe, an entire just globe, North America, everywhere, folks. It is Wednesday, August 30th. It's 11:31 a.m. Took us a minute, I guess. We got AJ here. We got Drew on the boards. Let me just go ahead and say this, guys. Obviously, I would like to say more. My hands are kind of strung, in the midst of this investigation. So, I wish I could say more, but that's just kind of all I can say on this, folks. All right, let's just get right into the show, folks. Crypto markets are looking good, but I think if I refresh, we're about to lose everything, folks. Yeah, it was that 24-hour gain. The second we went from up 5% to down 1%, essentially, and that is just because we have now, the pump was 25 hours ago, so the pump is over, folks. And now once the Kool-Aid, is empty, everyone's at the party, the music stopped playing, and Bitcoin's down 1%, folks. We also have ETH down 0.9%, BNB down 2.5%, as well as XRP down 2.5%. Cardano, the rare Evo pump is over, folks. We are now down 5% on Cardano. We're at 26 cents still, holding support at 26 cents. Doge is down 3.2%, coming in below 6.5. But look at Toncoin. Toncoin jumping a whole bunch, up 7%, folks. Matic down 4%. Let's see. Let's go to the top gainers. Let's go to the top losers. Actually, first, let's look at that Bitcoin dominance. We got Tim in the room. Tim, are you feeling better? We're at 47% now.
I mean, it's going to be a long process. It's going to be a long process, DZ. Listen, I might not have made the bet if I knew what I know now. I still think it's going to shoot up into the higher 50s, but 60 is pretty high, but I'm going to stick by it. Let's see what happens.
Chat is probably going to be wondering, are you two sitting on the floor? What's going on over there? The market cap is down 1.3%. We have Bitcoin dominance at 47%, ETH dominance 18.2%, and gas coming in at 40 Gwei. What was that? 40? Yeah, 39 Gwei. All right, let's look. Top gainers. Hopefully it's your coin. We have XDC. Just keeps moving, folks. Stacks keeps moving. I keep saying stacks. You always see it in the top 5 here, top 10 for movers. Toncoin, of course. Bitcoin Cash. And then after that, we're falling down to 2% pumps, and then pretty much flat after that. EOS had a really, really good 24 hours. A few hours ago, you can see it right there. If we hit the 7-day, it's really going to tell the tale. Really good pump just like everything else did, but a little bit of a larger pump there. Their pump was closer to 10% at one point. All right, let's go to the losers of the day. Hopefully it's not DZ's portfolio. Seems like it wants to copy it. It's pretty close to DZ's portfolio, folks. What is going on? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? It's 4 of my coins, not to beat on the mic there. Rollbit, I sold about a third. I was like, hey, guys, we're still up. It's still pumping. I'm still riding it up, Now it is down 7%. So one of DZ's coin, the biggest loser of the day. I don't hold any Curve DAO, but I do have 3.5 Chainlink. So my Chainlink is down. Chainlink's down 5%. My biggest bag, which is Cardano, it is down. I joked that it was going to look like DZ's portfolio. It literally looks like DZ's portfolio. I don't have ICP. Do you have any ICP, AJ?
I do have some ICP. ICP is a killer pick, in my opinion.
Okay, what do you feel about these levels? Is coming in at $3.50, pretty much on the dot.
That's a buy.
Okay.
I mean, long term, even if if it goes down to $3.25, $3, what have you. I mean, once you kind of keep a long term mindset, ICP is definitely going to be one of those coins that kind of crawls up over time. It's never been a coin that's like real volatile. It doesn't move like really fast like some other coins, but it's like a slow mover. It kind of reminds me of like how Cardano moved last bull run. Yeah. Like it got its way up there, but it took forever. That's how ICP moves too.
Yeah, Cardano pumped in September, and some would say, that was related to the second half Bitcoin pump. Some would say, no, it just took like an extra 5 months after the first Bitcoin pump. Here, if you look at the level, we're at 349 today. 349 is the low for December, right when, the whole FTX debacle was happening. Sentiment was about as low as you can get. So the fact that we're touching the SBF lows, the FTX lows, that might be one I'm looking to DCA in. I believe you can get it on Coinbase, right?
ICP, I belielieve so.
Yeah, it's the easiest way for me to DCA. I just buy, a little bit. I buy my half a chain link on Coinbase. That's just how I do it. Then if a bag gets big enough, that's when I'll think about transferring it out. All right, ICP, we have Polygon down 4.3%, ETH Classic, Avalanche, Hedera, Algorand, Sandbox, all down about 3 to 4% here. Near is down. Doge is down. Stellar. Injective also down. Solana down to $20 again. So how are you feeling about $20 Solana? Remove your feelings about the chain.
To be fair, I am doing a lot of research on Solana at the moment. I will be filming my price prediction department for the week tomorrow on Solana. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll give you my full take on Sunday.
Rafiq Ghafoor, something that may get me kicked off. I think AJ is more charismatic than DZ. You won't get you kicked off, but you will get screenshotted by AJ. I'm sorry, what's your girl's name again? Jada's definitely going to screenshot. Jada, that was for you. Print it out and then you send me the bill. I'll print it out. Let's put it on AJ's wall. I'm kidding.
Someone asked who the name of my hairstylist was. His name is AJ. And every morning, just the trick is to never shower. That's the secret.
Okay.
There you go.
My hairstylist is DZ. I just shave it about once a week. I shaved it right before Rare Evo. So this is long hair for DZ. Thinking about just growing it out and just see how thin and wispy it looks up there. Would that be a good look? It's like the Gary Gensler 84, It'll be like, I want to look like the Gary Gensler rookie card. No?
The Gary Gensler rookie card. That was a bar, DZ.
All right.
Don't sleep on that joke.
All right. And okay, let's get right into the show here. Someone wanted me to go sideways. So there, that one was for you. All right. Let's what do we got here for the poll? If you had a hate trade, what would you pick? Solana, Avalanche, Hex, EOS. Why is EOS on there? All right. And Algorand should have been on there.
That's funny. I was about to say that.
Yeah, it should be Algorand instead. All right, let's talk about the one of the top stories here. We got Fire Gary Gensler trending. And it wasn't because people saw my bald head and were reminded of him en masse there. No, Fire Gary Gensler is trending. U.S. Representative Davidson is taking action against Goldman Gary. We also like to call him G3. Warren Davidson is all out to take action against Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC. He believes Gensler's actions in regulating cryptocurrencies are biased and unjustified. There's the tweet right there. More evidence that his actions at the SEC are arbitrary and capricious. You know what I'm seeing trending more than Fire Gary Gensler? The word capricious. Everyone's just going nuts with the word capricious there. I think Wendy's tweeting about being capricious here. Crypto Steve-O, he was tweeting about being capricious. This is not the first time Davidson disagreed with Gensler's action. They also like to call him Gensler's actions. They also don't like to wage open wars. They like to wag. They like to wag their open wars. Wagging an open war, he introduced the SEC Stabilization Act to remove Gensler from his position. Davidson firmly believes that the capital markets need protection from what he sees as his overreach. He wants to bring real reform and fire Gensler as the SEC chair. What went wrong? What didn't go wrong? He quoted a recent court statement to support his stance, highlighting that the SEC's denial of his ETF proposal was arbitrary and capricious. Here we have Scott Melker, friend of the channel. Turns out the law doesn't agree with the SEC at all on almost any enforcement action. Love to see it. Hashtag Fire Gary Gensler. Let's see. Let's click on this. Where are we on the Fire Gary Gensler? All right. 123,000 views on this one. We'll go ahead and give it a like there. Let's get this thing trending, folks. Overall, Davidson's ongoing efforts to remove Gensler showcase the ongoing struggle between regulatory control and creating a friendly environment for crypto. This situation underscores the need for fair and unbiased regulations that encourage innovation and protect investors' interests. Now, unbiased, didn't he say algo's like the greatest crypto asset ever, AJ?
Gary Gensler did. I do have that video saved on my phone. It's actually when I wake up every morning, that's like my alarm, is his voice amplified saying how much he loves it. It's just a great way to start your morning. You want to start with a good.
So you didn't choose the Hillary Clinton vibe with when it comes to Algorand to wake you up?
I have that one hanging around.
Okay, what's the Clinton? Is it like her laughing? Is it her?
No, that was the joke. That it's just hanging around.
I was just hanging around.
Okay, but no,
you're gonna be hanging around. Keep making those jokes.
Yeah, but then you would know it's real. Then you would know it's real. But on this really fast, I mean, Warren Davidson was on Gensler back when they had that hearing and everyone just kind of reamed into Gary Gensler, and Davidson said all the way back then that he was completely against. And this has been building for a while. If you listen to previous interviews with Warren Davidson and Gary Gensler, this is a beef. I'm sure there's some internal stuff going on here because it's been building for so long. But I am just really grateful to see so many politicians openly just against, there's no way the guy still has that job in a year or two. No way. He has too many enemies in the Capitol. No way.
Yeah, there will be the situation as we get closer to the election. There's going to be less of a focus on him. So the Davidsons, the Representative Davidsons, they only have so many arrows that they can fire. Right now, it's easy to fire it at Gary Gensler. There might be a point where it's like, all right, we're all team election, our team, talk about this. Let's not get off message. And then he might hide behind the wall like a rat. So we've got to make sure, if that does happen and, some of these politicians get a little distracted with, just the upcoming election and just making sure it's fair and every vote is counted accurately. Yeah, maybe that's when he start doing some of his more secret actions out there. All right, let's see. All right, go AJ, go DZ. Thank you, Taylor Warren. Is that Tim? Is that your alt account? Hey, shout out to Taylor.
Game night.
Shout out to Taylor. Hey, you know what? Go Tim. Go Tim as well. All right, Ripple expects, let's talk about Ripple here. XRP section brought to you by Stake. I have claimed my free dollar. You claim your free dollar today?
Not yet. But
do you even know about the free dollar?
I've heard it mentioned. It mentioned, but I haven't done it yet. Not yet.
All right, get your free dollar, folks. What are you doing? Go stake.com or stake.us. All right, Ripple expects victory in SEC lawsuit amid grayscale favored ruling here. Ripple Labs and XRP community remain optimistic about its imminent victory and the prolonged SEC Ripple legal conflict, especially fueled by the recent court ruling that placed Grayscale halfway to its victory in the SEC lawsuit. I wouldn't go as far to say it's halfway to victory here. That's just, that's a little bit of a bullish narrative, but it's on its way to a potential victory. Stuart Alderoide, the chief legal officer at Ripple Labs, took to Twitter. He calls it Twitter. I call it X. Shortly after the ruling to illumine his 183,000 followers. He needs 4,000 more on the repeated failure of the SEC in the court. So basically, just a wordy way of saying SEC is just getting their butt whooped all over the court. They're like Marsha Clark. That was an old reference. That was like 1994. They're like Amber Heard. There we go. That's more for the TikTok crowd. I took it away from the murderous NFL player and took it to the defecating actress.
That's a crappy take, DZ.
Oh,
wow.
All right. Okay. All right. Moving on here. Getting distracted. In his tweet, Alderoide commented that the regulatory body is getting battered in the court. Let's see, we keep scrolling. In response to the post, Brad Garlinghouse commented that the repeated success of the crypto platforms against the SEC seems like a summer of justice. Nonetheless, he conveyed his dissatisfaction with depending on the long legal procedures for proving the SEC to be out of control and consistently wrong on the facts and the law here. So the summer of justice. Speaking of summer, just a little off topic here from XRP. I watched The Flash. Have y'all? It's on HBO now. Okay, it's a free movie. I mean, I don't know what. So you haven't? Has anyone even seen it yet? It was better than I thought. It was like Batman, Wonder Woman. So there's other characters in it. Flash.
Okay.
Just I don't know. I was thinking of Flash Summer League. Speaking of Flash, we have Ripple Flash crashing right now. I'm just kidding. No, Ripple is preparing for SEC appeal. But will XRP's price be affected? First, before we get into the article, what do you think? Just the announcement of an appeal from the SEC, is that going to dump the price?
Well, in the long run, Tim ended up being right about XRP's retracement to 55 cents. Hey. I gave him a lot of crap about it early on because I'm in the XRP army. I want to see it go to the moon. And I just felt like his timing, it was too soon to say that, even though in the long run, he ended up being right. Obviously, it was a really, really big pump. And when things go up really high like that, the retracement is always going to be a notable retracement. And in any sign of bad news or bad vibes, people will probably jump off the boat like relatively quick. But honestly, with the appeal, bring it on. Bring it on. Because if they appeal and then they lose, it's over. It's over. It's over. And bring it on. That's how I feel. I feel like we might as well get this over with. And I don't think that they have a chance to take XRP down. No way.
All right. Well, 2 weeks ago, we actually flash crashed back down to 47 cents. You can kind of see it right there. Went back down to 47 cents. If we scroll out, you can see 47 cents was right where we were at before the pump. So we flash crashed down to 47 cents. We were at 47 cents right now. A little bit of, downward pressure after the Bitcoin pump, and the current price is 52 cents. I could see just the appeal knocking it down a nickel. So, hey, if you got inside info, maybe open a short if you know when they're going to file that appeal, but probably not. I don't know. So if you see some suspicious shorts open during court hours, I'd look at that one. So maybe put some alerts, some of you more sophisticated traders out there. All right, back to Ripple, though. So will XRP's price be affected? The lawyers revealed they're already preparing to battle the SEC's appeal against Torres's ruling that the token isn't a security. Here's some legal mumbo jumbo, some legalese right there. Deaton shared his thoughts while reacting to a tweet from crypto attorney Bill Morgan. In Morgan's tweet, he questioned the SEC motive behind emphasizing their lack of intrinsic value. According to him, the commission's argument in its appeal is not clear since it tries to set apart XRP from being a digital asset and goes on to categorize it as a commodity with no intrinsic value here. So they're saying, look, they're saying it's not worth anything. They're saying, you know, they're saying it's a pretend thing. Saying, no, there's actual tangible things we can point to that say, no, this isn't just a pretend value. This is a real intrinsic value. The RippleNet's altcoin failed to break overhead resistance near the 56 cents level on the 20th. This catalyzed a gradual drop just to the current levels below the 100-day simple moving average at 52 cents. Have you been looking at the simple moving average on this?
I'm looking at the XRP chart on my screen as we speak right now, and I'm looking at the 12-hour chart. Interesting. Like if you look at this white, I'll make this white line a little bit bigger so you can see it, but this is like, you know, the overall downtrend of XRP at the moment is obviously.
Ooh, we got to get above that line.
Exactly. We need to get above and break up out of that line. And, you know, with that said, what I don't like to see, let me make this line smaller again so you can see the estimated moving average. You know, the 50-day is this red line right here, and the 200-day is this white line right here. And we're actually looks like we're on the verge of a bear cross of the 50-200 EMA on a 12-hour chart, which is pretty, you know, relevant. The larger the time frame, the larger the indication. And also with that said, if you look, you know, we're red in the money flow on Market Cipher, and also we're getting rejected by the 50 on the RSI on a 12-hour chart. I'm looking for bearish continuation at the moment for XRP.
All right, bearish continuation. All right, you heard it here first. Flash is actually in the chat here. It's Flash Gordon, though. Oh, no, it rolled out. No, wait, I will get rich this cycle. My portfolio is outperforming all YouTube influencers right now. See how it goes. Well, you're outperforming DZ today. I don't know. We saw the losers. All right. I got 4 of the top 5 in my portfolio. So, all right, I'll give you that one. But yeah, to the main emphasis of this channel, I know, you know, a lot of people would like to take a little side turn or take a little left turn. We're just here to provide value. We're here to provide you, you know, the news and the information you need to give yourself financial freedom. We think there's a really good opportunity. If you're invested now and you pay attention now, 2 years from now, in my heart, I honestly believe the 4-year cycle, it is going to push Bitcoin to a new level. It is going to push your portfolio of crypto assets to another level. And if you stick around, you hit that like button, we're all going to be on this journey together, because I'm here about just be optimistic. Not optimism, the coin. Let's just be OP, folks. Let's be overpowered. Let's be optimistic. And let's just keep our eyes on the prize, which is retire, which is give your family, you know, buy your parents a house, you know, pay for your kids' college, get that car fixed that you need fixed, you know, maybe pay that bill that's on time and no longer have that cell phone bill paid late every week or every month. That's what I'm here for. And that's all I'm going to try to do. And, you know, anybody wanting something else, it's not going to happen. All right, let's just get into it. Just saying that was this XRP moment. To end it on that note, really wasn't the intention there, but XRP,
All
AJ,
good.
How are you feeling about the price? Is it looking good? We're dropping. Can we hold that line, that white line, that 100 moving average?
I don't know. I hope so, but I kind of feel like it's going to go a little bit lower for now, just based off of the chart. You know, in a minute here, I'll show you the rest of the chart setups I've had my eye on moving forward. But, you know, like long term, I just put a tweet out this morning on XRP, you know, it's Leonardo DiCaprio laughing in The Wolf of Wall Street, and it says us when we look back on buying XRP in 2023. And I do feel that way. Long term, XRP is going to reinvent the wheel for the global cross-border payment system. Woo! But, you know, in the short term, it's probably going to go a little further down.
All right, XRP is going to reinvent the wheel. You hear that, Tesla? Look out. They're coming for you, automakers. But that... Look, I'm feeling pretty good about it after hearing AJ's speech right there. That was our XRP moment brought to you by Steak. Let's go ahead and roll that thing. XRP comments on all sides of the aisle here. XRP army needs to grow up. Then someone else investing in XRP is a massive gamble. Keep it simple. Best of Bitcoin, ETH. Basically guaranteed new all-time high. Some people have a little bit of higher risk tolerance. I do think XRP's its multiple will be higher than Bitcoin's multiple if I were to buy some and then just sell it in 20 months. But then again, the multiple would also go to the downside. So if there's a multiple that goes down, yeah, XRP would outperform the losses there as well. So you ready to talk about a little Bitcoin? Speaking of Bitcoin.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to do TA today. So I'm going to start off actually looking at the DXY chart, and then I will migrate to Bitcoin as we go. Drew, if you want to pull up my computer screen.
Well, let's do this grayscale news, then we'll get into the Bitcoin charts. And when I'm talking about grayscale,
sure.
I don't mean the disease from Game of Thrones, not what Sir Mormont got.
Yeah.
Although that was tragic.
That was tragic. And, you know, he listened to Daenerys. He went and got it fixed, saved her life.
Yeah. God, I've actually forgot about
Battle
that
of
scene until
Winterfell.
you said that. Reminds me of being a kid. You just can't let that scab heal. What was wrong with me? All right, Bitcoin jumps on grayscale news. But what happens with the USD is more important. It is a leading crypto asset manager. Those who don't kind of know the story, this is just a little synopsis. It enables traders and investors to gain exposure to the cryptocurrency market through a Bitcoin trust. Now has over 17 billion in assets under management. And think of it this way, you can kind of easily get exposure to it with the 401k. So this is essentially what Grayscale's doing here. Led to a little bit of pump. But you know what the real story here is when it comes to Bitcoin? The 5th largest whale. Now, we've talked about it. Looks like the 3rd one was Robinhood, not Gemini. Number 1, we have Binance, the world's largest Bitcoin wallet. Number 2, BitMEX, I think.
So.
It's a Bit exchange. I think it's BitMEX. BitMEX, number 2. Number 3, it was originally reported it was Gemini and the Winklevi. Now it looks like it might be Robinhood. Number 4, back to number 1, is also Binance. And now we have the 5th largest Bitcoin whale. Supposedly, identity is now revealed. It's Uncle Sam. It is the U.S. government, and they're holding $2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin here. They're infamous for cracking down on major exchanges, including Binance and Coinbase, as well as fighting a 3 years long lawsuit against Ripple, which cost the company $200 million. And they're also known for selling their Bitcoin on Coinbase. However, PeckShield's alert investigation suggested that the U.S. government might own the 5th largest Bitcoin wallet. So this is from PeckShield Alert. I'm not super familiar. I mean, I've followed them over the years. I haven't really checked their accuracy or the efficacy of what the information they say. My gut is they're pretty on point, though. My gut is, they usually share accurate information. They're more along the lines of a trust nodes, a crypto quant, a Masari, rather than just random anonymous, cartoon X villain here. So the 5th largest wallet has almost 100,000 Bitcoin, about 2.5 billion. It's believed to be under the control of the U.S. government. Now, yes, Michael's Sailors, they have more, but they have it spread out through multiple wallets. This is directly linked to the 2016 Bitfinex hacked. Here they transferred 567, maybe that's in fiat right there. The 5th largest wallet, holding almost 100K Bitcoin, worth nearly 2.5 billion, is directly linked to the Bitfinex hack. Moreover, that 21 million was moved to the seizure address on February 1st, 2022. Meanwhile, wallet data from Arkham Intelligence disclosed that Robinhood holds over 3 billion, and the single wallet gained over a number of months. So that puts them at number 3. So we got number 5 is Uncle Sam. Drew, what do you feel about that? You have strong opinions on the Uncle Sam and the government.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what's going to happen is that the U.S. is going to win the 3rd World War championship in the next 10 years, and they're going to back fiat currency with Bitcoin after competitors are taken out, but it's going to be an ugly 10 years. You're going to have some massive buying opportunities. It's going to be a major capitulation event. If you read history, you'll learn about Bretton Woods and how Bretton Woods came about. And looking around at the macroeconomic environment and where the military-industrial complex is right now, I think we're seeing history repeat itself.
All right. Well, let's hope someone can shake up that military-industrial complex. But you know what I'm ready to shake up? I'm ready to shake up the charts. I'm ready to shake up the candles. I'm ready to shake up AJ. AJ, what do we got on the charts today, buddy?
All right, I got a couple charts for you guys to go over really fast here. I'm going to kind of sprint through them. This is the DXY, the power of the dollar. As you can see in 2022 here, we had this long uptrend here, all right? And that when the dollar goes up, the markets go down. It's complete flip there, all right? It's completely inverse. And also, you can see at the beginning of 2023, we had a bear cross right there on the 5,200 EMA. And now when the price gets, rejected, even though it gets above, rejected from the 200, rejected from the 200, back above, rejected from the 200, overall, this is pretty good for the markets in the long term, especially this is a daily chart getting rejected from the top of the RSI. We're looking at a really close MACD cross. So from the DXY perspective, it looks like the dollar is losing power, which could be good for the markets, even though September is generally a bad month. Moving forward is the ES1, one sec. Moving forward is the ES1 exclamation point, which is the S&P E-mini futures. It's a good way I like to look at the stock market. This is a daily chart. As you can see, it's a little messy, but overall, all of 2023, we've been in an uptrend. We put in a higher low right here, even though we got rejected. So the goal is to get over this little SR line. I'll kind of look at the 2 hour here. Zoom in. So the goal is to get over this SR line here. Let me zoom in. Sorry, it takes a little second with this mouse. So we're trying to get over this level, which is support resistance line. And also we are a little bit overheated on the RSI, but
that doesn't look good. The RSI does not look good.
It looks a little scary considering where it is. But what I want to see is it to obviously get over this line and try to continue putting in higher highs, because it would be not the best for the stock market if say it came up here and got rejected from that line and went down. That would start like a macro higher low. Not the best moving forward. Here we are to Bitcoin. This is a daily chart. So this level here, the yellow line is 25,321. And this is going to be an important level moving forward. If we like get rejected, go down. This is the daily chart. And with this chart, like we are trying to bounce and come back up. But if you look at like the 2 hour, you will see we lost some of that, good momentum that we got yesterday. We're coming down on momentum oscillators. There's a lot of volume sitting down at around 26,000, and we're coming down on the RSI. So it looks like, Bitcoin's probably going to fall a little bit after that big pump yesterday, and then maybe find its footing. If you see a lot of the price action for multiple of days ranged in this range right here, which is a relatively short range, it's probably going to go and retest that level before it makes a decision. In September, historically speaking, I'm probably going to see some bearish acts moving forward. A chart I've had my eye on is Chainlink. This is the daily chart for Chainlink. And even though, I am kind of bearish for this month, I think there is a long in this chart here somewhere. Looking at the daily chart, you can see how many times we have bounced off this level. Even if though we fell below it, this level, we bounced off it, bounced off it, bounced off it. And if you were to long from this level here and go to there, that's like a 40% pump over time. So like this level is super relevant. And also if you look down here on the MACD, it looks like we're about to have a bullish cross over the signal line on the MACD. It's relatively low on the RSI, and it could be coming up in the momentum oscillator here. If you come down to the 2 hour, let me get rid of those, all those little, there we go. If we come down to the 2 hour with Chainlink, as you can see, it is, it lost its momentum from yesterday, is coming back down to that line, but it's okay because I'm kind of looking at that line as guidance, and I'm going to keep a close eye on Chainlink to see if it breaks above or falls below that line, because I think that would be an obvious long or short considering how many times it has been touching that line. I think there could be a scalp long on the horizon for Chainlink.
I might try to buy another half a Chainlink if it hits that line.
Yeah, I after doing the research I did for the price prediction department, it is really hard for me not to want to have a big bag of Chainlink.
Yeah, I feel like I never have enough Chainlink. I said earlier in the show how much I have 3 1/4 Chainlink, and so I always feel underexposed to Chainlink. Yeah. Always.
Another coin I don't want to be underexposed to it moving forward is HBAR. Let me start off with the daily chart here. And as you can see, it has been, got rejected coming down from the 6 cent level. I've been buying a lot of HBAR around like the 5 cent level, even the 4 cent level. Let me fix this chart a little bit. But on the daily, it is coming down on the daily, but I'm sure it will, like this line right here. If you look at, it was the ceiling here, the floor here, and now it could be the floor again, right around 051. Probably looking for a retest down to that level. If you kind of zoom in on the 2 hour chart, make this a little cleaner here, you can see we're approaching the oversold level. We just had a recent MACD cross, and that's probably because I think at the very least, HBAR is probably going to fall down at least to the 5 cent level, which is a 4 cents from here.
It's a strong psychological level. A lot of coins like to stop at a nickel, and a lot of times when they fall below a nickel, they just go straight to a penny, and there's no rhyme or reason other than We're just pattern recognition machines, and we recognize 5 cents as just being a unit of value.
Yeah, and what I meant to say is a 4% fall to that line, but as you can see here,
Yeah, when you said 4 cents, I was like,
yeah, I got my brain moves faster than
9
my mouth
cents to
sometimes.
5.
But overall, as you can see, from 23 to here, like right there, and then higher low, and then coming up, even if H bar falls down, if it can turn around before this and continue putting in higher lows, even if it falls from here, it is still in a good position, structurally speaking, to continue putting in higher lows. Keep a close eye on H bar. It's going to be a winner.
And we have a super chat from Action Crypto. You want to read that one?
Here
you go. Buy
AJ a new mouse. Someone from a fan of the BitSquad recently mailed me a new mouse, but it's on my computer. I'm going to use it on this computer because this thing drives me a little crazy.
From Action Crypto, and I want to give a shout out to Action CEO. Sent me a screenshot for the states that have been approving the X licenses. It came in handy for last night's ATB. You got to check it out. We talk about the XRP party. It's a pretty fun conversation. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying we go bearish or bullish on it, but we have a fun conversation about XRP's party. You can find that at Around the Blockchain. Just type in Around the Blockchain on your YouTube little bar there, then you'll see us. All right, let's talk about Cathie Woods and the ARK ETFs. We're not talking about 2 of each animal. We're talking about this ETF gaining over 600 million in one day as crypto and EV stocks rally. The ARK ETF surged by 600 million. Now it is almost 13 billion in assets under management. Pretty significant amount right there, coming in about a 5% pump for the amount total. Propelled the assets to 13 billion, marking a staggering 600 million increase just in a single day. Tesla is the largest holding within their fund and experienced a resurgence of 7.3% on Tuesday, registering its most substantial session since March 21st, 2023. Further fueled the momentum behind the ETF's outstanding performance. Also, Ginkgo Bioworks Holdings emerged as a standout performer. They surged 24%. So she's been picking some winners. And you know what her favorite thing to pick is, AJ? You know what favorite thing to pick is, Drew? Bitcoin. She loves some Bitcoin. All right, the bright side of the Chinese real estate collapse of Evergrande. Here's more crypto volatility. So the bright side mean things might go down a little bit harder than it needs to do. And so that's going to be a good opportunity for you to scoop in and get your favorite coin you've seen on the horizon. You either need more exposure or you need some exposure. Have a plan, have a target, have a price target, and look for this volatility to come in and scoop. Because I know I want to scoop some Chainlink, folks. I have 2.4 Chainlink. And this Friday, I'm going to DCA 0.1, and I'm going to move it up to 2.5. That's my plan.
I have
I can't wait.
$12. $12 of Chainlink.
Hey guys, I got to get to staking levels, and I think you need someone in the chat. Chat will tell me how much you need to stake. I think it's 7,000 Chainlink. So I only need 6,998.4 because I have 1.6 Chainlink, guys, and that number is just going to keep growing. All right, as Evergrande Group, China's heavily indebted property developer, files for bankruptcy in the U.S., many are concerned of how it will impact the global economy and cryptocurrencies. This represents one of the largest debt faultings in the world and will have sizable ramifications. A significant player like Evergrande could create uncertainty and volatility across all asset classes, including cryptocurrencies. This is why I'm saying have a plan, be ready, and get ready for a liquidity crunch, folks, because this will tighten credit markets. Liquidity could become scarce. Cryptocurrency may be liquidated en masse to cover losses or meet margin calls, causing a temporary price drop. Tether accounts for around half of the market cap of stablecoins, a significant component of crypto market liquidity. Yeah, well, Tether's always going to have some liquidity, but yeah, be ready for that temporary price drop. I know I'm going to be ready, and I'm going to get up to 1 1/3 Chainlink. I'm super excited about it. It is difficult to say whether events that occur in the broader economy will truly threaten crypto markets. A global economic slowdown ideally shouldn't materially impact the price of crypto. Crypto should be considered a speculative asset. But yeah, on a risk-on environment, yeah, it looks good. On a risk-off environment, it looks pretty bad. So you got to be careful everybody. Let's see. Literally, though, I have 44 Chainlink. All right, that is 43.1 more than me. I have 0.9, but I'm going to get a whole Chainlink by the end of the week, folks. I'm looking forward to it. Serious question. I love Army Piper. We love Army Piper. We love Army Piper. Miles Maddox asks, who is DZ? It's just a guy that wore green spandex years ago playing Magic the Gathering professionally. And then I came out here and I was going to help him out with a little card playing game. Next thing you know, I'm here. And yeah, you catch me at ATB around the blockchain at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's talk about Chile. No, I'm sorry. No, this is Chile. Circle launches a stablecoin and Mercado Pago in Chile. This will purportedly bring USDC to 2 million customers in Chile. Here, this is they announced a partnership with them just yesterday. This is the largest fintech company in all of Latin America, folks. This is the Amazon of Latin America with 200 million users total. Now they're only bringing out in Chile. This is only going to be about 2 million people. But guys, let me show you something here. You see this 2 million number? You see this 200 million number? AJ, I know it's some math here, but 2 is what percentage of 200?
1%.
It is 1%, guys. You're looking at a 99% upside for the amount of people that they can reach with this. So it's like Amazon. Drew, what state probably is 1% of the population? Like Rhode Island?
Oh God,
Maybe Rhode Island.
Maybe Delaware.
That's like them
Delaware.
saying, guys, we're doing this huge thing, but it's only going to be in Rhode Island. What do you think the next step is? Is it stop at Rhode Island? No, it's to roll it out to the other 49 states.
Yeah.
Okay, they brought it out to 2 of the 200 million people in Latin America. What do you think the plan is? Just stop right there?
Yeah.
No, they want to bring a stablecoin to all 200 million. Latin America might be using the dollar, which is going to help America's hegemony for being the reserve currency. So politicians, you need to get out, do something. No, this is an Outcast song. Guys, we will lose our dollar dominance. This is going to be one of the ways. You got to work with crypto companies. Yeah, we don't want you to work with Circle exclusively. That's really not what crypto stands for. But you got to be pro-Bitcoin. You got to be pro-stablecoin. Otherwise, we're all going to be... I don't want to go to a toll booth and use a digital Chinese yuan, okay? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it feels like you want that to happen. Make me feel like that's not what you want to feel,
Right.
Politicians.
People like me are done for. If
AJ, go.
CBDCs
What do you
come.
got to say here?
I was just going to ask, like, do you think that Circle is like the Trojan horse for the CBDC?
They want it to be. They want it to be. I don't
Okay.
think the intelligence agencies want that because they don't have full control. So they're probably like setting all the executives under like sting operations so then they can blackmail them. I'm kind of joking, but not really. Drew, maybe. Yeah, I think they'd rather spin up their own fully integrated with a backdoor. You know, they can control, they can print, they can hide. And I think they would prefer that. But, you know, they might find themselves backed into a corner where they have to accept Circle. And then maybe, you know, they can't be seen, creating a monopoly with one company. So they'll create a bunch of moats. And I've talked about moats in the past where maybe only like 3 or 4 other companies will be able to penetrate the moat. And then AKA, be able to be one of the official ambassadors of the US dollar. So that's my take
answer.
there.
Great answer. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Base. Base is gearing up for USDC integration. Jeremy Allaire is the CEO. He's confirming that. So it looks like Base is, going to be working closely with Circle. Base is close with Coinbase. Hey, is that where the name came from? Yeah, Base is Coinbase.
Base God.
Circle basically is Coinbase as well. It's all just one incestuous polycule here. So, yeah, we're going to see Base. It's going to integrate. It's going to go heavy. And then they're going to say, oh, yeah, you don't want to use those expensive gas fees. And they're going to talk about Ethereum. And it's like, well, I just want to use Matic. Shut up. Use Base. So Base is probably going to be competing with Matic to be the enterprise layer 2 solution. That's my take. I think there's going to be other ones. We have... what is it? We have the one that's trying to be the gaming one. That's Immutable X. They want to mostly be gaming. There's going to be ones that just, maybe just want to be all about security. And then that's the one that Rice TVX will love. Base, Circle, they probably just want to be in bed with big business and big tech and then the government as well. All, that's the polycule I'm talking about. All right, let's talk about Binance here. Binance Motion. What does the SEC sealed motion mean for Binance? We got some weird legal stuff. What does it really mean? Here we have, is this the American bald eagle grabbing CZ, the Canadian citizen?
That's a very bad image. They could have done.
Look at the blood, like the yellow in like the claws in this shirt with the yellow. He bleeds yellow, everybody.
Yeah, well, you
Bleeds yellow.
watch movies, you see the pod people, you cut them, they bleed a different color.
Fair.
Who's more likely to be a pod person besides Vitalik?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That is a good
Let me
question.
think about that. Probably Zuck.
Oh God, I forgot about Zuck. But he loves sweet baby rays, and he loves to, put meats on the grill. Doesn't that humanize him? Doesn't his grappling about humanize him a little to you?
Well, Is Zuck and Elon, are they going to fight? Like, is that still
Nah,
a thing?
Elon has a bad back. Here's my take. I don't know if you've heard my take. AJ, you got a little back pain from motocross days, right?
I mean, I have
Knee
gone down
and
really
hip.
hard every
Okay,
now
so
and then if I don't stretch or,
let me
sometimes.
say something to you that maybe you haven't thought about. Elon Musk, world's richest person. You know, sometimes he's in second place with Bernal. So he's the world's richest person. When you have that much wealth, what do you want? You want health. You have your wealth, and you want happiness. You want health and happiness. What does a bad back do to someone's happiness levels?
I mean, if you're in pain, I mean, I've broken a lot of bones racing motocross over the years. And, when you have like a nagging pain that just hurts, a constant pain all day long, it just makes you irritable. Like
Yeah.
your overall mood, your energy, your vibe is just like, it's hard to not focus on the pain. It's really hard to compartmentalize like actual tough physical pain.
Yeah, there's a saying, and it might be a good mental reframe for a lot of people. A healthy person wants 100 things. A sick person wants one thing.
Bars.
So maybe, just put your wants and desires in perspective there. So yeah, Elon had the bad sumo wrestling back injury. I don't see the advantage for a re-aggravation. The pros and cons of that, like, oh, well, there's a slight chance I'm going to have debilitating back pain for the rest of my life. That would outweigh a lot. That would outweigh a lot
for
if I
sure.
was the world's richest person. All
For
right.
sure.
Let's see here. But back to Binance here. In a move that puzzled many, SEC has filed a sealed motion against Binance. This rare legal maneuver allows the SEC to submit sensitive information without public disclosure. What is your thoughts on that? No public disclosure. I mean, is this because it's a national security issue, or is this because everything's verifiable on the blockchain and maybe they're trying to massage data here?
I just think they're keeping their cards close to their chests.
Okay.
Yeah, I
they
think,
just want to increase their odds of victory.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah. To be honest.
All right. The simplest explanation is most often the right one. That sounds like a simple explanation.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, John Reed Stark, he's a former SEC official. Now he's, just out there tweeting everywhere. He has 20 years of experience in the SEC enforcement division. Said the filing under seal is very rare. And John Reed Stark, he usually has pretty accurate information. According to Stark, sealed filings usually indicate the presence of sensitive information. He outlined 2 reasons they might opt for this. One, they want to protect a witness or company. However, they usually redact the document rather than sealing it, so that's unlikely. Another possibility, they want to avoid interfering with or revealing details about a criminal investigation by the DOJ. Wait, is Donald Trump using it? The outcome of this case could set a precedent for how crypto exchanges are regulated in the U.S., influencing further SEC actions against other platforms. So maybe it's another investigation on the way, just being currently enacted. They probably have some sort of vague Tornado Cash, North Korea hacker, and they're like national security and push it in front of the judge. And they're like, oh, I better sign it. You said national security. I better sign it, right? I don't know what I believe these days. When it comes to the Department of Justice saying whether or not, we got to redact it for public safety. Sure, just like the JFK CIA files, right?
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's 60 years later, but we got to do it for public safety. Public safety, sure.
Yeah.
Every single president has done that, by the way.
To public safety, to protect investors,
Yeah.
public and national security. That's all. Those are all. This is why we're lying to you. That's what those words mean to me.
Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
Right.
All right. Binance Japan plans to offer 100 crypto tokens soon. All right. So Binance Japan reportedly planning to triple the number of assets offered on its platform. They plan to increase the number from 34 all the way to 100. And this comes less than a month after they began operations in Japan. So the Japanese viewers, all 10 of you, pretty good news. 34 coins now up to 100 feels pretty good. So now you don't have to use your VPN as often. So good news for people in Japan there. I want to see the list. Give me the list of the 66 tokens, so then I can try to find one of the more popular ones, and then sell. Then get a 5% pump off the news, and then don't sell off the news, and then watch the coin fall 10%.
I don't think I actually think the Japanese crypto market's like nothing to sleep on. In the
No,
long,
nor
not
South
at all.
Korea.
Especially, with I remember a couple years back, Engine, got the gaming license in Japan, and now the next story with EOS getting regulatory approval in Japan. Tokyo is heavily a fintech city. I mean, there's a lot. I think they love their crypto in Japan. I'm bullish.
David Jr., I am reading it. What are you talking about, David? Help me, Obi-Wan Gensler. All right, okay. I'm with it. Let's see. Okay. I still watch Mad TV skits. What's the one guy? Arthur?
Stewie?
No, Stewart? Stewie.
Yeah, Stewie.
God, I haven't watched that show in like 30,
Yeah,
20 years. I thought it was
So
Stewart.
funny.
Is it not Stewart?
Stewie.
it's Stewie.
Stewie.
I know it's
Okay.
Stewie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does the mother call him Stewart? Stewart. It's always Stewie. No one's ever said Stewart. I'm about to
Until
go back,
now.
chat GPT me the scripts and find one instance. All right, I'll find. All right. I guess it's Stewie, folks. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
But did he look like a man? All right. EOS secures regulatory approval in Japan and will trade against the yen here. So EOS is our smash or pass. We're going to talk about some EOS news. EOS was pumping kind of hard, folks. We looked at the chart earlier here. It was up about 9-10% at one point. So EOS been taken for granted. Has been granted whitelist approval by Japan's regulator. An announcement sent to Cointelegraph. EOS Network Foundation currently supports the development of EOS. They announced they have received whitelist approval from the Japanese Virtual Crypto Asset Exchange Information. AJ was just saying the Japanese market is nothing to sleep on. They outperformed Bitcoin with the pump there. They did tell Cointelegraph that tapping into the Asian market is very important to them. The region has always been an important pillar to EOS because it has a vast amount of token holders. Meanwhile, Japanese Prime Minister Kishida has recently reaffirmed their stance regarding Web3. On his keynote address a couple weeks ago or about a month ago, he highlighted Web3's potential to kindle social change and transform the internet. Prime Minister also described Web3 as a part of the new form of capitalism here. So Japan is moving. All right, let's look at EOS. Let's do a little bit of a deeper dive.
Are we gonna smash or are we gonna pass on this thing?
We're going to
Is it
smash or
dead?
pass, folks. All right, here we have the big pump 2018. And then we didn't put in a new higher high in 2021. I honestly just want to stop and say pass. I really just want to stop. But hold on. Let me do the DZ metric of the 2021 breakdown. All right, first half of 2021, we hit so in May. But then Bitcoin reached a new all-time high in the second half of the year. Here's represented, September. This is when Cardano's doing its all-time high. So it's just probably older alts, launched around 2018. They're pumping. Then we have Bitcoin going into new all-time highs, and then it barely hit $5, while during the first half of the year, it hit over $10. So the second half of 2021, they couldn't even reach half of their previous all-time high. I'm very bullish on their settlement with the SEC and like how much money they got to pocket, but I'm not bullish on the price action of this token. The fact that it was totally unable to put in a new all-time high in 2021, I feel like I don't even need to look at the tokenomics to know that it seems pretty clear that the token supply was much higher around here. I could go into the weeds.
I just
Looks
went
like you
into
are.
those weeds for you. And in May of 21, when EOS put in its all-time high, it had a supply of 953 million coins. And right now it has
1.1.
1.1 billion. Okay, so the supply has 10x'd.
Wait a minute. What was it at? You said
Hold on,
900.
In May, hold on. Let me read. I got confused here myself. May in 2021, EOS 953 million.
Okay, now we're at 1.1.
It is currently
billion,
1.1 billion.
Yeah.
So
It's up close to over 15% increase in supply.
Yeah, I got
But meanwhile,
confused
the
there for a second.
prices looks like it's been 10x, kind of what AJ was saying. So
Yeah.
price is getting beaten down. I think a lot of people like to trade it. I think for the value of the
interesting.
coin, it has outsized trading volume because it just has legacy trading pairs on a lot of exchanges. It's a lot easier to spin up a EOS Bitcoin trading pair than it is to say, oh, let's go ahead and eliminate. No exchange wants to say, yeah, we're actually reducing the amount of trading pairs. It doesn't really harm you as long as there's a little bit of in the order book. Just leave it up there. Same thing you see with Bitcoin Cash and ETH Classic being on Robinhood. It's like, why? Well, it's been there. And it's just easier to keep it up. I think we're seeing something similar here. EOS has a bunch of legacy trading accounts, legacy listings on exchanges. I'm going to have to do a pass on EOS. I'm sorry if there's any fans out there. I'm like kind of crapping on it, but I hope you really listen to me and just kind of look at the diminishing returns on the price action when it comes to the bullish periods. Because here's what we're all here for. We're all here to accumulate a bunch of projects that we believe in. And then when it's at its mania, we want to sell onto unsuspecting buyers, right? A lot of times crypto is a zero-sum game. Sure, long-term, we all want more exposure to Bitcoin. But me, I am playing a little bit of the alt game. And part of that, it means I'm going to be selling my coins. That being said, I would just be careful, ride or dying with EOS right now. They say, don't date it, don't hate it, just trade it. Personally, I wouldn't trade it. It is a pass.
Left swipe on EOS.
Not
left
a fan
swipe.
there. Is it a pass for you as well?
Yes, sir. 100%.
Drew, is it a pass for you?
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
not
like
that
a reluctant
enthused.
pass.
Yeah, it's a reluctant pass. Like, I mean, I see what the Japan Prime Minister is talking about. I mean, it's really interesting. I was just watching YouTube, just a random show last night. I think it was actually on regular television, and metaverse ETF Fidelity advertisement starting to be pushed right now. I found it very intriguing that they're pushing that kind of investment portfolio while we're in the bear market. Metaverse is down, so I think there's something to it, man. But yeah, it's going to take a while.
DZ to EOS equals Amber Heard to Johnny Depp.
That was
Guys, it was on the floor, not the bed, though. Okay, yeah. I just did it right here where I stand. All right, let's go to the X Minute, brought to you by Stake. We love Stake still being a partner here. I did do my tweet from Rare Evo. There is a wild AJ Writes crypto that appears. I'll just go through the photos here. Hey, little me and Charles action. Hey, you might recognize that guy from the UFO hunting. Here we also have Mickey Crypto, friend of the channel. We also have Fettuccine. Shout out to Angel Baby Hit Squad here. Then last but not least on this post, we have wab.eth, Sappy Seals. So, hey, you want to give him a shout out real quick, AJ?
Yeah, shout out to Sappy Seals. Shout out to Wab. I'm bullish. It's actually really funny. Like, a lot of people, originally get into NFTs to flip them or to make money, whatever. I have always strictly got into NFTs for the community, either with the Dead Pixel Ghost Club on HBAR or the Crazy Goose Flock on Algorand. Back in the day in 2021, there was a bunch of other NFTs I got into, but I got into Sappy Seals now for the community. I mean, Wab is 23 years old. He's a young gun, absolutely killing it. And it's really hard to not be bullish on the community, especially when you see like how many of them are very active on Twitter, the Discord. I mean, it's one of the best communities in NFTs.
Great community. And I have the same thing. I don't like to sell. I just like to stay in the community there. Let's see. Someone said something about Charles. Charles is a scammer, lol.
Yeah.
That's like Charles is pretty good guy. He's doing a lot for the industry here. Here we have, he did mention he might go on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he did mention that. And comments like that, it's just like, okay, bro. Okay.
Here we have one more picture. Hey, there's a AJ, there's a Loudmouth, there's a Cassius Cuvée. Also, I went to Meow Wolf, just a pretty cool art exhibit. That's just kind of just a bunch of mixed media everywhere. All right, let's go to the likes here. What do we got? Oh, well, just big shout out to the Rare Evo team. They did a great job. It was great execution. Really looking forward to going next year. It's at the Gaylord.
It's going to be in Vegas.
Yes.
It's going to be in Vegas. Let's go.
So no more Gaylord.
No more. I actually really like that venue. There was a lazy river, really like big spot. Every morning, like right outside the elevator, they had this thing called an animal encounter. And there were like owls and birds and ferrets and snakes. And every morning I'd wake up and be like, what am I about to walk by today? It was very funny. It was enjoyable. Good spot.
Mike asking, what was I doing before I ever came here? I was actually a professional Magic the Gathering streamer. I was on a team. I streamed on Twitch 7 days a week. I wore green spandex. And honestly, I love my job. It was fun. I just love crypto a little bit more than I love gaming. Fast forward to today, I barely even play Magic the Gathering. At the time, it was a big part of my life. And hey, there's still some funny clips. You can see I ate a Pocky one chip.
That's my favorite one.
There's the one where I rage, throw a deck box through the green screen. I was a good streamer, y'all. I was pretty dang good, man. Yeah. I was top 5 for my time slot, which is the number 1 time slot for that game. But anyway, back to X here for brought to you by Stake. We have one from the Wolf of Wall Streets. We need to get him back on ATB. Turns out the law doesn't agree with the SEC at all on almost any. Oh yeah, I did that one live. Here's Fettuccine, just shouting out. Loma, one of the best traders. Do you follow this guy, AJ?
What is it again?
Loma Crypto, and Loma has an H here.
No,
putting this out there. This is just good advice, folks. And we're here to give you economic freedom through crypto. Just good advice. Let's bears repeating. The best decision I made last cycle was paying myself, even if I didn't feel like it at times, set for the rest of my life. Could get liquidated and still be okay. That kind of freedom only helps your trading. Don't forget to take profits. Here we just, you know, people talking about whatever happened to the TikTok ban. I have deleted it off my home screen. Should just go ahead and delete the app. I haven't done it yet, but I should delete TikTok. How many hours are you on TikTok a day? Be honest.
So I used to make an effort on TikTok when I very first got to Hit Network well over a year ago. And then I realized that there is not much of a crypto demographic on TikTok. I don't want to do like the dances my little sisters do and all that stuff. So I spend zero time on TikTok.
Gang.
I'm a Twitter guy.
Techno Goody, best MTG streamer that falls just above best used car salesman. Hey, there's some good used car salesmen out there. I like all salespeople. I used to do sales. I take umbrage to insulting. Hey, look, people at car dealerships sometimes are the hardest workers out there because they work like 10-hour days, sometimes 6 days a week, so they can get the deal. Got to get the deal. Got to sell my 20 cars this month for my bonus. But yeah, that being said, there's a lot of shady cars dealers. I feel like used car salesmen were a lot more shady in the 90s, early 2000s, but then Carfax, just kind of more education with online reviews. Is that going to be a dead like narrative, like the used car salesman's shady
also,
20 years from now?
The longevity of cars as they got better at building them over time, like a car, you know, made in 2015 is much more likely to go 200,000-300,000 miles than a car built in, you know, 1990. You know, the technology's better, the parts are better, the computers are better. Like, I mean, they last longer now. So it's, I think, a little bit.
Grant, what's the best trading platform that has AI for newbies? Man, I would have said KuCoin back in the day. I have to look into that now because the one I used to have as of a month ago no longer is accessible for Americans there. Let's see. There's another one, but can you dance? Like, well, I wouldn't call that good dancing there. But thank you very much there. There was one more I wanted to read. I can't see. Oh, Charles involved with printing money, quotations, multiple coins. You mean like ETH? Co-founded ETH.
Okay, bro.
Cardano.
Okay.
Might just really like Bitcoin.
I know.
Or
Some
XRP.
people,
There's nothing wrong with that.
They're just going to be negative. And if you want to be negative, be negative. You know, that's fine. That's okay.
All right. Car salesmen are more respectable than doctors now.
Sure.
That's a hot take. That's
Sure.
a hot take.
That is a
take.
hot take.
Hot take.
That's
literally,
hilarious.
You see doctors that are like, yeah, we knew it was going on, but we still did it. We were just following orders. Like, we're just being loyal. Like, how valuable are you to society, really, if you're just literally going to follow through with a mass experiment on the entire population and just say things after the fact? Really, is that just okay now? That's
JC Denton. That's dancing? Question mark. It wasn't. You're right.
a shuffle.
Yeah. There's. All right. Here. To a little more serious note. There is a hurricane. There's a lot of people probably affected. I lived in a hurricane area for multiple decades, most of my life. So this is just anybody that might be affected. Uber. I'm not some Uber shill. I use it over Lyft, I guess. Uber is offering free transportation to shelters and counties in the path of the hurricane. All you got to do is use code Adelia Relief. So, you know, just if you are battling that, you know, just be careful. And then after that, oh yeah, we got the hey, we're all George. We love George. Okay, there's George right there. They got that show coming out real soon. Make sure you watch that. Hourglass Weight Team. Shout out to the Weight Team. I'm really looking forward to that. I want to see George put on his like Kevin O'Leary hat and just like slice some people. You know what I mean? George, he isn't afraid to just share his real opinions. I remember I was watching him heavily with the whole F2 pull thing. He was throwing out the tea, man.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting maybe the same thing. And let's just see. This is the last one here. Experience matters, but were the founders more like Biden or Ramaswamy? I don't know. Picture in your head. You know, like they're 24 when he wrote the Declaration of Independence, and like John Hancock was a teenager. You know.
Yeah, that is true. Things happen so much because the life expectancy was so much lower. You know what I mean? They had to really get going.
No. Well,
you know?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying that the life expectancy was much lower back then. So you really had to, in your early 20s, I mean, even your a lot of people are getting married, having kids, much more common in your teenage years back then. It was just the way it was.
You know what? I would like to wonder, all right, you have a kid at 30 or you have a kid at 15. What is going to age you more?
Definitely having the kid at 15, 1000%.
So how much of that is that? You know,
yeah,
they
that's
were
a good
eating
point.
healthier on some levels, but you know, the U.S. life expectancy, U.S. specifically, is actually declining now.
Yeah.
So, and
That
some
makes
elements, I
sense.
mean, sure, I don't want wooden teeth, but you know, they probably had safer corn to eat and other things. Like their beef was probably better.
Oh, you're saying that Bill Gates wasn't arbitraging their entire food
All
supply?
right, save it for the basement.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Save it for the basement.
All right.
We try not to talk about the gates here and the mosquitoes. What was I saying? Oh yeah, here's a good thing. I talk about persuasion a lot, and I talk about Vivek. I think he's a good persuader. I've given Richard Hart his flowers, master persuader. Persuasion does not equal intelligence.
Right.
Intelligence is totally separate from persuasion. Back to the used car salesman. You got the guy with the lowest IQ could be the best salesman on the lot. Why? He's just a better persuader. We're seeing it a little bit out there today with just what's happening in the world.
Yep.
Seeing a lot of persuasion techniques being used on people.
Yep.
And Bill Gates is not a great persuader. He's not a great persuader. And then
No.
someone threw out this example. Steve Jobs. They said he could literally bend reality. The
Yes.
team said it's impossible. He bends reality, makes it happen.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of Bill Gates bending reality? Or
Oh,
just
God.
tricking someone?
No,
Or-
I mean,
he got
he's
bamboozled
still-
by Epstein.
He's still tricking everyone. And some of the most nefarious people in our history as humans are also the most convincing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
Yeah, just be look at the substance. That's all I got for today though. But guys, thank you for sticking around. Again, we're not here to air any kind of laundry. I know that's maybe what some of you might desire. Some of you, I think, are maybe seeing the bigger picture here. There's a lot of moving parts. There's things that, outside of my control. There's things just outside of everyone's control. That's all I really can say on the topic. I just refer you to our tweet. That's just the company's official statement. That's all we have to say. I mean, AJ, do you have anything to say to that?
I mean, obviously, I have so much love for Ben. I shared my feelings completely on the Twitter space yesterday. I got a lot of positive feedback from that and kind of brought the tensions down to a lot of people who felt a certain way. It's wrong to specifically to pit me against Ben because most of you might not know how close Ben and I were, like going to the Bahamas, going on the book tour, stuff like that. I really do feel stuck between a rock and a hard place on the situation, and I want nothing but I only want to see Ben succeed. Ben will come back one day in a big way. I don't know if that's here or somewhere else. And I mean, I want to see him succeed. And like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to not come to work? Am I supposed to not get paid? Like, you guys don't see the big picture. There are things that no one can talk about that probably won't ever come out in the wash. And you guys are making really strong opinions with less than 60% of the information. And keep that in mind. And now I'm going to stand up for myself and for my friends, and that counts on both sides of the fence. I'm trying my best to be Switzerland on the matter, and I got nothing but love for Ben and for the Hit Network, and I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have. And I'm trying to make the most of it. Just because something happens doesn't mean I'm going to stop making content. That doesn't mean DZ or Frank or Kelly should stop making content. Like, we love this game. And it's upsetting what happened, but and it's hard on us. Like, don't think that it's not hard on us. But at the end of the day, I want to wake up every morning earlier than everyone else and learn about crypto. And what I learn, I want to tell you guys, and that's my job, and that's what I love to do. And I'm going to do that regardless of what happens on the outside. And if you want to focus on the negativity, if you want to be the kid in the back of the class talking about the fight in the hallway, you're probably not going to get an A on the test because there's still information to be learned at the front of the classroom. So
Yeah, and I would
it.
double down on everything he just said. The best thing I can do is just give you guys information to prepare yourselves for the upcoming bull run. That's what I'm here for. Me, just like probably everybody else here, I moved out here to work for Ben specifically.
Yep.
And so this whole situation is very tough. I'm probably saying more than I already should. And so, on that note, I just got nothing for love, but for everybody in the space, everyone's just trying to better themselves. Please hit that like button if you agree with that sentiment. That's all we got for today. DZ, AJ, Drew.
Peace
We're
out.
all out. See some of y'all at the basement.
Later.